Yeah, but anyways, like I did really well, and yeah, I was amazed how much it worked. I even downloaded Brawl Stars for a little while, but they kept giving me uh, really bad teammates. And I noticed that they changed. They kept adding these characters that are just like hard to hit. Like they add this monkey that every time he attacks, of course they're gonna. Oh, that explains why they got the monkey god. Why are these guys related to monkeys? What, are they having sex with monkeys or something? Remember how they had the monkey features? And then the Asians have a monkey god that they make so popular, like Goku. Like they always make the monkey guy strong. I just realized that. That's so funny. They need to start. I mean, the snakes and monkeys. The most basic form of existence. Like primates and reptilians. That's basically what they are at this point. Planet of the We literally dealing with the planet of the apes, bro. Oh my god, that's literally how it feels too. The apes and snakes, man. Oh my god. People at the most basic levels of consciousness. Oh god. They don't have no neocortex. They're just at the primate level at best, or reptilian level. This is so funny. And then what is it? So the monkey guy, he would attack and he would go over top of everybody's attack. I'm like, dude, he goes right over top of the attack, and his ultimate does the same thing. He's just like floating in the air for a long time. And you just wasting your attacks, and he comes down and he just jumps around some more, getting free hits basically. Because you literally only get like a split second to hit him before he's right back in the air. It's just crazy. Like, it's just literally crazy. And then there's this other new character that basically kills him one hit with his ult. And it's like unavoidable. If you come to try and get him up close, like he's just like, boom, you're gone. Like, it's an instant kill. Like, even at max level. Like, I have a max level heroes, and it's like 11,000, and it still gives me one hit before I can even blast his ass with the. Anyway, so yeah. Let me see here, man. Let me go on. Who were the Amorites? So the man, make known to Jerusalem her abominations. You see? Because some of them was fucking up too. Yep. That's amongst your own people. And say, thus says the Lord God to Jerusalem, your origin and your birth are the land of Canaanite. See? Your father was an Amorite, and your mother a Hittite. See? Some of them. See? Some of them. I wouldn't be surprised if they just added this, you know what I mean? To justify who they are, you know? The real people of God, they're not these, man, because these people, like I was just showing you, they don't know how to revere God. You see? And that's why he said, make known to them their abominations. See? It's a difference, man. This is where the confusion comes from. I'm not sure if the fakes wrote this or they were already mixing in with the fakes. Because the fakes like they come and mix into people and try and corrupt them that way. Just like how this is how you get a lot of Latinos, which are Canaanites. That's what they are. Latinos are Canaanites. Who are actually Hebrews at the same time. Real Hebrews. Not these completely fake ones that are synagogue of Satan. That have nothing to do with it. Not even mixed with it. You know what I mean? The synagogue of Satan are the people that mixed in and caused the abominations. You see? Your father was an Amorite. Your mother was a Hittite. You see? Some kind of mix. I want to look at what a Hittite is now. Well, according to the Sumerians. I'm doing that, man. Fuck it. I don't care. I'm gonna pause it real quick and look at it. Wow, you're not even gonna believe this. The fucking Haitians, bro. The Haitians, bro. Oh my god. You know how crazy this is? You know what's going on in Haiti right now? That woman I was talking to, she was from Haiti. Isn't that crazy? Like the one that was acting all crazy and shit. Oh my god, dude. That's their parent? That's their mother? Oh my god. She was crazy as shit. So y'all got a caveman for a dad. And really oh, that is crazy, bro. Haitians. But at the same time, in Haiti, people could look like all kinds of different shit. That's what she told me. Like, doesn't surprise me. Now that I know about this. Wow. I would never gonna expect to be Haitian. Yeah, I want to read the whole thing now. Oh, they do these kind of sculptures too, huh? Oh, they were Turkish too. So those are the ones that they keep talking about, like the fake Arabs. Wow. Yeah, this really is the fake Jews, man. Yeah, these are the fake Arabs too. A lot of those Arabs that act like they're Arabs, but they're really this. They replaced the real original Shemitic people that were living there, because they got invaded by these fake Shemitic people that they sometimes call themselves Arabs, but some of the Arabs are, you know, the Arabs are supposed to be real, you know, like not the fake ones. This is already kind of long. I don't really get time to go into this. I've been up all night, man. Like, I just wanted to get this done. I'm so busy talking to people about stuff earlier. I'll just have to get to this later. Explains why this guy, I don't know, was it Turkey that was allowing them to do some attacks? I don't remember. This is crazy. I don't want to go through this. It's too long. It's way too long. I have to read that later. Gotta get back to the topic. That was so crazy. Your mother was a Hittite. Your mother was a Hittite. Crazy, because that woman was crazy as shit, bro. Like, she was talking so much shit, man. I hated her. Like, she just, like, had no self-control, man. Very sexually immoral, too. Yeah, Hebrew's obviously a Canaanite language. Oh, yeah, I was asking Latin one. Sumerian, gosh. Oh yeah, here we go. Your mother was a Hittite. That's a crazy fucking family. We've got albino and a Hittite date. Oh god, I couldn't imagine. That's a crazy combination, bro. Crazy combination. This famous biblical passage. No wonder they're getting hit by my attack. I was wondering why Haiti was being hit by my attack. Like, now it makes sense. Like, I mean, I didn't know I was attacking them. Now I understand. Like, they're basically like the Gutians in a way. But it's a lot of these surrounding neighboring countries that are basically all these are problematic. These problematic people. It's not just one, you know. Like the Gutians are one, the Amorites are one. They're basically the cavemen. Just pay attention that the nomads, like this is always the same traits. Like they come out of the mountains. They're part of the Sumerian kingdom falling, because they were all conspiring to make it fall. They all came, like they all took a piece basically. The prophet Ezekiel is delivering a message calling out the sins that city of Jerusalem. And by extension, and it's funny because I think Ezekiel is one of the few books that were written by an Arabic. If it is, that makes a lot of sense, because he would write in Arabic simply because, no, not Arabic, Aramaic, because that's what everybody else is using. The real Hebrews, like the real Shemitic people, were using the Aramaic instead of the one that the Canaanites were. Ezekiel, Jerusalem, King of Judah. It's often the case. And of course, the kingdom of Judah. That's, oh man, that's so hilarious. Apocalyptic literature, capital city, personified. Yeah, I definitely am getting lasered. They tell you when you're getting laser, you can feel it in your eyes. Like, I can definitely feel it in my eyes. Fuckers a laser. I mean, it's so gay. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna continue doing this though. In the capital city, adulterous woman. Her comparison, like, see Revelation, the whore of Babylon. See, a particular case. That's why I literally made that video. Called it the whore of Babylon. I'm psychic, bro. I'm absolutely psychic. Jerusalem is described as an orphan daughter of an Amorite and Hittite. You see? Cast out and left for dead, whom Yahweh adopts as his own. You see? It makes a queen. It's from rags to riches story. It's filled with betrayal, parallels. History ancient. Yeah, they did do some damn portrayals. Hittites are well known. History. Empire rivaled Egypt's. Yeah, they're the ones who want to act like they are Israel, Egypt. Influence on northern, but Amorites in the Bible is supposed to. Earlier references, period. Mesopotamia used the Amorite to denote groups of people that came from abroad, were considered the other in regards to traditional Sumerian culture, usually painted as barbarians. See? Once again, barbarians in the highland regions, the mountains basically, to the west. These people were considered second class, obviously, because they're not from there. In one particular writing, known as the marriage of Martu, the Amorites are personified in the character of Martu, a Muru, a man no one would want their daughter to marry. His people eat forbidden food, are always roaming, wear animal skins, and live in tents. Especially the Amorites. It's just like Genghis Khan, I'm telling you. Essentially, the Amorites were considered pastoralist barbarians who shunned Sumerian culture and had no place among proper society. Such was their stigma. Even though Martu character actually lived in the city, paid taxes, was generally a part of the culture. Characteristic otherness of the Amorite continued for centuries. Writers from Amari, Syria, and dating to the reign of made cultural distinction between the Akkadians and the Amorites. See, because they're not from there. The Akkadians are from there. Or they were the people that were occupying the place at that point. And that the king considered himself the ruler of both groups, as it is possible. Oh, I see. You see how it mirrors the Bible? That's why he brought that up. Because he basically, just like the Bible, the king of Samaria, just like the king of the Bible, because it's the same thing. They're plagiarized in Samaria. The Bible is plagiarized in Samaria, putting in their Canaanite language and trying to twist it for their own gain. I'm trying to tell you. It's so obvious. When these people, according to the Sumerians, were unhappy people that had nothing to do with God, you know, and all that kind of stuff. Once again, they're trying to accept them in, and this is how some of these Latinos and some of these fake Jews and all this stuff became, I guess, actual Jews in a way, like converted Jews. What are they right now? All those ones over in Israel are converts. We know that. They're European converts. That's what they've always been, converts. Just like they came there right now, and they're converting. The only difference is they're killing the people and taking it. Instead of coming in peacefully and living amongst them. No, they want to be the king of the place. They want to run the show. In Atlanta, or so obvious. The code is processor instrumental establishing the city of Babylon. Himself would go on to take control entirely, including. He was, of course, the king of Babylon. Of course, the king of fucking Babylon. Now you see why God says his kingdom has fallen and become Babylon. You see? And then why Babylon ends up falling. And then they want to come up with the laws, like the laws of so-called Moses or whatever. That explains so much, man. These guys always put this shit, like, try and control people, man. This is why you get confusion in there, man. Like, in the Iron Age, the barbarian other moniker generated groups who lived in fringes of civilization. Barbarian other moniker given to Armenians, who were seen as Syrian king by the Syrian king. It's a mass of people unaffiliated with any particular kingdom, most likely Astoros. Armenians are listed among the king's defeated enemies in Western campaigns. They would be found in the Euphrates Valley River, across all the lands of modern Syria and the mountains of Lebanon. You see, they was in the mountains, like the Amorites before them. This damn cave people, bro, will go on to found their own city, state, kingdoms, particular kingdom, Aram. This is another one that they claim that they come from. But you see, the Siberians are telling you, all these kingdoms that these fake Jews tell you they're coming from, those are basically Canaanites and cavemen. You see how that works again? They start with C, both of them, Canaanites and cavemen. Remember that, cavemen, Canaanites, man. Aram, Damascus. I remember seeing one of them in the cave before. It's probably how they survived the floods and stuff. They probably went. It could have been they was just sitting in the caves too long between the destructions, and they ended up white. That could have happened too. I remember seeing one of them old ape-looking ass Canaanites in the cave and thinking, damn, so that's how they ended up white, I guess. So you just survived that shit, like staying in caves forever. Anyway, so they found their own city, state, kingdom, Aram. That's why they named games after Aram and shit like that. Game modes. Given the history of the Amorites, then their biblical depiction of father as the father of Jerusalem is justified? Nope. Definitely not. Just a bastard child. It's more like an adopted, but then they fucked it up. Like, they were converted, but then they became basically the synagogue of Satan. The author of Deuteronomy, literally the synagogue of Satan, seemed to think so when he penned a wandering Aramean was his father, and went down to Egypt, sojourned there a few number. There he became a great nation, a great mighty prosperous. The patriarchs, most of the certainty, considered Amorites the key eyes of the city dwelling neighbors. In the eyes of the city dwelling neighbors. This is especially true of Abram, who was considered to have had cultural ties to Hera, a land associated with the Amorites, yet lived in Ur. Bullshit, he lived in Ur, he ain't one of them. He was one of the people that actually knew how to worship God, that's why he was there. And that's why he knew how to worship God. These people don't worship God, like that's not what they do. In the page of the Hebrew Bible, however, the Amorites are not painted in the best light. The Amorites, well, we usually found in traditional listing of the inhabitants of Canaan, alongside the Canaanites, Hittites. Okay, they're all Canaanites. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites, Israel's traditional enemies before the time of monarchy. You see? Enemies. Not good guys. Thank you. I knew I wasn't tripping, bro. Those are fucking enemies. They had to come and wipe them out. See? These motherfuckers are literally the opposite of the people that need to be in the land, the promised land. These are the last people that need to be talking about promised land. These are the people God said to the chosen people, the real Shemitic people, not Canaanites, wipe these niggas out. Now you see why, because look what these people are doing to everybody on the planet, bro. Everywhere they go, they fuck everything up. Look at our country, because they come over here illegally. You see what I'm saying? They come over here illegally, whether it's the African ones or the Latino ones. You pay attention, it's both of them. And then the white people are like, oh, this is our cultural enrichment. I'm like, y'all are part of it too. Y'all are that shit too. That's what y'all are too. Like, where you think white people came from? Y'all just like them too. Y'all came out of fucking caves too. You know? Y'all atheist asses. Like, y'all trash, man. All y'all motherfuckers are trash. The only people that worth a damn, the real Hebrews. And that's why they're actually surrounded. They're actually surrounded. Y'all talk about y'all getting surrounded. Nah, they're getting surrounded. Like, look at Iran. Y'all already took Iraq. You're surrounding them from the north. You're surrounding them from the south with Africa, using the African forces that you would probably use against them. And they would probably listen to you too. And then you got the Asians to their east. Asian, like China, not Japan. I'm talking about like China. They're communist trash. Like, this is so obvious. Like, y'all literally attacking them from all directions. Literally just like the Bible said. So now it makes sense why God said he would use Iran is to put terror in his enemies. Because Iran's one of his people, probably. Basically one of his people. I don't know if it's like his people, but you know, like they're Shemitic. Just like he used Iran to free the people from Babylon in the past. Like, this is literally Babylon all over again. And that's why the Russian president, he told the truth. Vladimir Putin, he told the truth about these guys. This is an old Babylonian cult. It's an old Babylonian cult. It's the same as Sodom and like fallen Egypt. When, you know, like these kind of people are running the show in these places. This is so fucking amazing. It makes so much more sense now. Oh man, I'm happy I did that. Oh god, so much work I gotta do with the Hittites are the same thing, so we can skip that. Now I'm gonna go in here and show you the AI, how dumb it is. I was going through some questions with it. But it was just straight trying to hide from it. It was straight trying to hide. I figured I would show you this real quick before ending it. Because I was focused on the language at first. Yep, they were part of the fall. But it doesn't explain it properly. We've already talked about how they caused the fall by hit and run tactics. Yep, they're just like the Gutians. Tablets portray the Amorites as having nomadic lifestyle of Gutians, a deeper look. Non-settled, you know. They want to talk about us being uncivilized when we lived in cities. That's why we have curly hair, you see. Like, they're only starting to get their curly hair. Most of them still got their animal hair. And they can get licensed, stuff like that. Move into hers. Sumerian writings. Now lets me know David is probably bullshit, bro. Because he's fighting the giants. What are the giants? Those are basically the Anunnaki and all that kind of stuff. Basically the gods of Sumeria. So they basically turn them into the bad guy by trying to make giants into bad guys. You see how they twist it? You see how they fucking twist it? They make the gods into the bad guys. You see how slick they are? And people fell for it because they were told to do it. They know how stupid people are, man. You gotta know how to see the truth from the fiction, man. The Old Testament is full of a lot of bullshit, man. You try to say it's a Sumerian bias. Nah, niggas, it's what they say. They were definitely cave dwellers. They came out of the caves. You see how it's lying to me? I just looked at the Wikipedia. Oh man, I don't need to ask it. But I was just checking. As I already showed you what they were like. Yeah, they're definitely a part of it. They made it happen. They were constantly invading. You see how it's invading? Gushan invasion. The Haitian invasion. Haiti, you some trash, bro. Haiti, you some straight fucking trash. I was so happy I did not have sex with that woman. I probably would have cursed myself. Oh, there's a common ancestor with them. The Afro-Asiatic language family. Branches, so they think Latins are Afro-Asiatic, really. Another person. Latin is the Indo-European branch. I knew it. Europeans, bro. The Europeans. They're not fucking the Afro-Asiatic. That's why it's the same. They both don't have J's. The Latin and the fake Hebrew. They're Canaanites, bro. We're doing fucking Haitians. These Latins, man, they're Haitians, bro. Like Haitians and Canaanites, man. Nomadic people. You look at them, they look like barbarians. Like, some of them are so fucking hairy, these Latinos, man. Some of them are so fucking hairy, big, and just look like barbarians. I don't know how to explain it. It'd be the ones that be playing them nerdy ones. Like, them motherfuckers eat like the fucking, like the fallen angels or some shit. Like, their children, like, they just eat, remember? Like gluttons. What do these people look? They all, like, weigh like 300 pounds, I swear. Like, their women are like morbidly obese. Like, damn, it all makes sense now. So fat motherfuckers. Let me see. Anyways, let me go. Let me see. Latin was heavily influenced by the Phoenicians. Yeah, because they copied them. So the century, the Greeks. Yep. And then the Greeks, telling you, everybody's been copying the Hebrews. They're just copying them. So all you Indo-Europeans, all you European people, all you Latin people, everybody on the planet, basically, you owe your language to Negroes, to Middle Eastern people, to Shemitic people, the real Shemitic people, the Arabic people, as you would call them. I mean, obviously they're mixed with you guys now, but, like, you know, the ones that were not mixed with y'all owe, and the ones you're mixed with now, like, you owe them as well. Yep. Two branch tree, Latin Phoenicia, fruits a separate branch, but both sprouted from the same tree. Relationship between Sumer and Akkad. Oh yeah, I brought up Akkad because I thought it was Arabic, but it wasn't. Bible were found written in what language originally? It was Hebrew and Aramaic. You see, Aramaic, Hebrew is the Indo-European one. It's the Canaanite one. Aramaic is actually what pretty much everybody in the Middle East was speaking. Just like basically like how in the Middle East right now, most of the people in the Middle East speak Arabic. It's the same thing. Aramaic got replaced by Arabic. Has nothing to do with religion. This thing tried to make the conclusion that it was about the religion. No, I was like, no, it's not, is it? And it was like, nah, it's not. I missed mistake. You see how it keeps trying to fool you? They got it programmed into this thing. Seriously, bro. It's all being exposed right now. And then once again, this should make me world famous, but of course you're all devils, so you know, I'm not gonna get any kind of recognition for this. I'll probably just get a whole bunch of thumbs down. I really don't care though. Because why would I be afraid of y'all when I'm on the side of the good side of history, just like the people in Gaza? Why would I be afraid of you? Not like them, I actually have armor. So, Aramaic, Shemitic, language, closely. This explains why these Latinos do gang stalking, because that's a Sodom in Egypt there. So that's why in Colombia they pay military people in the military police to go around chasing the brown people that were the natives before them. The brown Latinos, as they call them, but they're really the natives. They look kind of like Latinos, but they look a little different, and they're brown. Because they literally came here and whitewashed them, bro. They really did. Like, it's crazy, man. And the books of the New Testament were originally written in code. Because think about it, what did they do here with the Hebrews? Not the fake ones, but the real Hebrews, the real Shemitic people. They replaced them, you see? So what did they do here in America? They replaced them. What did they do in Rome? They replaced them. What did they do in Europe? Because there was colored people there too. They replaced them. And they started changing the paintings and stuff. That's why Russia has paintings of Jesus Christ that's black. They was replacing them everywhere, man. Everywhere. It's the body snatchers, bro. They literally the body snatchers, bro. And that's what the New World Order is about. They're trying to finish taking over the rest of the planet. And the only thing saving y'all from absolute destruction, because if they get the whole planet, what are they going to do to y'all? They're going to put y'all under their thumb like crazy, bro. Whoever's left. And that's why they did this the domestic terrorist thing. So that homeland thing. So, because they know some of us were going to see what was going on, like I am. And they could, you know, so they could justify attacking us. Because they're going to be like, oh, you're on the side of Islam. No, I'm not on the side of Islam. I'm on the side of the truth, man. I'm on the side of, like, whoever needs heroes, man. Like, the side of the innocent. You know, like there's a saying, a real hero will always find a way for justice to be served. And that's what I do, man. That's what I do. Now I don't feel bad for Haiti at all, or Africa. I was wondering why my damn neighbors, a lot of them are like, you know, Canaanites, were against me when I would sit here and talk, trying to like defend them, you know? Like, why would they do that, you know? Like, they're literally hitting me with lasers and stuff. And I'm over here trying to defend them. And I'm like, now I understand. Now I understand perfectly. And it's just like that one guy, that one brother said. He said, yeah, the white man is the devil, right? But he comes from an even worse one that's a black devil. Like, that's what he said. Well, he didn't say worse. He said stronger. Because I think these white ones are worse, in my opinion. Like, they're all bad, but devils are devils, bro. You gotta watch out for that shit. So, consists of two main parts. Old Testament. Oh, when it was originally written, and when it was found. It's a collection of books. The vast majority of the Old Testament. And that's why the New Testament, now you see why the New Testament, why Jesus, when he was talking in the New Testament, why a lot of what he said seemed to contradict what they were teaching. And why they were so afraid of Jesus, and why they persecuted Jesus. Why Jesus said they're not of Abraham. You see? Because Abraham's the key point. He is like a key point. Because he was like this key point in where he was like sticking with God, but these people couldn't. because they're not believers of God. It's like this key, obvious proving point, because he was there when it could have been. It was like literally impossible, like for them to be there, or something like that. So he couldn't have been one of them, because it was before they took it over. And they, like, I don't know, it's like they messed up on their story, because they're pretty dumb. It's just like when Sophia Stewart was writing that book about the Bible, the third eye, which is the Matrix is based around. She couldn't tell the story very coherently because she's a woman. Women cannot write good stories and keep it coherent. Neither can feminized men. Feminized men, that's why it's easy to fool these people. For the devil, it's easy to fool these people. And why Jesus spoke in parables. Because these people are like really retarded. Like they are really, really retarded. Like they don't understand things. Like they don't understand it. Like algebra is their worst nightmare. They're just like worker bees. And that's why they try and take such pride in being slaves. And then the Greek part speaks to us better than the freaking Hebrew part, or for so-called Hebrew. But there's some Aramaic too. What chapters were the Aramaic now to think about? Some chapters and books, with a few exceptions. Daniel, that's a really good book. That was against the Babylonians, you see? You see? The books that were written that were not written by the fake Jews. You see, remember all those fucking fancy fairy tale ass bullshit things? That's the shit they made up. That's why that shit didn't make no sense. I remember reading those books and be like, why the fuck am I reading this? This is just putting me to sleep, you know? It's like this is saying you want to hide something from a white person, put it in a book. Yeah, y'all want to say that about black people? You came from a black person, white man. You came from one, and you're a downgrade from him. That's why you're fucking downgrade. And you talk about hiding shit from black people in the book. Well, why didn't you even let black people read? You wouldn't even let them read because they'd be better at it than you probably. I mean, like without hardly any practice. Like, oh my God, the book of Daniel. You catching this? Ezra? Ezra is the actual author of the book, the Bible. Like, according to them. And what I tell you, second Ezra is the one that tells you everything about. So this is like, wow. And then Jeremiah, one verse, yeah, right. Probably the whole thing. And then the other Shemitic language was Hebrew. That's so funny. And the other ones are Greek. I'd rather listen to Greek than them. Shit. Modern day Afro-Asiatic languages. Arabic. That's the primary one, you see? Just like in the past, it's the same now. Most people do Aramaic and Arabic, you see? It didn't change. And they still are the minority. Just like, think about it. Why would this small little group of people that came from Germany, Europeans, we all know the Europeans, just look at them. They came from Germany. Everywhere they go, they get kicked out and stuff. They're really not even Europeans. Like they kind of are. They're like part European, part. Some of them are straight European, obviously. And some of them are mixed. This is just wild, man. But they definitely ain't the chosen people, man. They are some disgusting people. And some other religions. And then the Berbers, told you, North Africans. Yep, those are the Moors. That's the Aramaic as well. Told you, they've always been there, bro. Like for a long time. The Somalis, all those Middle Eastern looking people, man. The evil ones are the Haitians, apparently. I mean, some of these other ones are probably evil ones too, like maybe like the Somalis, because we all know Somalia is some evil motherfuckers, some pirates. And Oromo, Ethiopia is cool. That's why God said He made you as the Ethiopian. I don't know if that's another false thing. You never know, like at this point. To me, it's just basically all stolen. It's all stolen from Sumeria. You gotta look at Sumeria to understand what it really is. Like combine that with the books that were in Aramaic, like Ezra, the ones that make sense. Like, and obviously they got the flood from Sumeria too, the flood story. The British has spoken. Okay, forget about it. This is too many languages. I was trying to figure out what Ethiopia speaks. Of course, it's Amharic. I call it Aramaic. Amharic, is that a different one? No, it's been Amharic this whole time. I was calling Aramaic. It's Amharic, man. They got too many damn languages, bro. Other cruise ship. Yeah, other ones. Now you see how they see other ones for the other one? Like, but the basic one is the old Amharic. That's what it really was the Amharic. That's what everybody was doing. Everybody in the Middle East was doing Amharic, except for the guys that were bad. Of the modern Afro-Asiatic languages, which is the most ancient? Amharic, Arabic. You see, those are the traditionals. Yep, not no fake Hebrew that didn't exist until recently. It was certain Berbers, yeah, certain northern tribe, yep. Limited record, yeah, that's right. I actually nailed that. What was the language of Ethiopia in BC times? Semitic. See? Because the Ethiopians are Semitic. You see? So I think that part's true. Because the Ethiopians have the whole Bible. So it makes me wonder. Makes me wonder, really. Are these people any good? Like, or was it? I mean, so I don't know. Maybe they had an original one that was written in that stuff. Yep, Giaz. This is the one they wrote the Bible in. See, I knew they would have an ancient one that they wrote in their Bible in before the more recent ones. This is probably where they stole the Bible from. They probably stole it from the Ethiopians. They probably stole some of their stories from Sumeria and then sold them from the Ethiopians and then translated it to their stuff. Emerged around 9th century BC. Yep. Eritrea and Ethiopia, huh? That's around that time. I don't know, I'm starting to wonder if these Ethiopians are even good people. I mean, they talk about Solomon, I don't know, Solomon's not exactly perfect, is he? I'm pretty sure all this stuff's pretty much stolen from Sumer. It's important to remember that Ethiopia. Yeah, they speak about 1 million different languages. I guess Ethiopia is like mixing pot like it's an Araza. Dominant language. Every spoken. Southern Ethiopia. Yeah, the word jinn. In Arabic, you see? Like, Jim. You could tell they got that word, that name from Arabic. Down here where it's Jim. And then Hebrew doesn't have any J's at all. The fake Hebrew, of course. But Aramaic has Jim. Like, go to the gym. So you can get a Jesus from that, you see? That's why it worked for me. And Amharic, even more ancient one, it has like, it's again another Jin. You see how Amharic aligns up with Arabic? That's two witnesses. But that fake Hebrew, it doesn't have a J. Because it's that Canaanite crap, the same as the Latin, the Roman language. The Roman language is another one of these Canaanite languages. They don't have any J's. Why would they not have a J? Is it because they don't want you saying Jesus? All these people that go to hell, like, or they go to these underground bases, like, they are always told not to say Jesus. Jesus Christ. Like, they really fear that name. That name has power, man. Even though it's a different translation, like, they fear it. Allah has nothing to do with Islam. It's simply a word that in Arabic that means God. And I was asking, is it Iya or Allah? Is there any negative connection to the name Allah? There's no negative connection. I'm correct about everything I said. Iya has to do with like deities in general. Allah has to do with like basically the most powerful, the preeminent God basically. Doesn't have nothing to do with Muslims. They do that to try and fool you. Look how it starts. It's the word for God. Allah is the word for God. It is the most common term used by Muslims to refer to divine. Allah is very. Oh gosh. No, it changed the translation. I mean, it changed. It's supposed to say that like all of them use it too, like the Christians, all of them. I didn't even catch that it changed that crap. In fact, like, look, no negative connection I see. This is where I put it. There is no negative connotation associated with the word Allah in any major faith. In fact, Arabic-speaking Christians and Jews use the word Allah. You see? It just means God, man. That's where they fucked you over, man. Make you think it's something else. With all these fake-ass videos they put up. And your dumb ass believes it because you believe whatever the fuck you see on the TV. And it's depicted as white. I mean, we are. The Egyptians even depicted them as fair-skinned. I think they said they had blonde hair or something like that. Well, they don't believe that that's what it means. No, it definitely means it. That's who those white people are. When you see those like white people in there, like as far as like on the drawings on the walls, it's those light skinned people. It's the Latinos, man. It's Canaanites. I just call them. I mean, you can call them Latinos. That's what they are, though. They're Canaanites. They're light skinned Canaanites. That's why they got hips just like black women, like. But they hold more weight. They like to eat more for some reason. It's weird. Canaanites were depicted as white in reality, excluding the Bible. There's no clear evidence. Oh yeah. Obviously, the Bible tries to say they're black, but everyone else knows they're fucking white. when you talk about the actual land, some of the Amorites, some Canaanites were depicted as lighter skinned. The Egyptians, see even the depictions from the Egyptians, because it knows they're all the same, are lighter complected people, these cavemen people. I was like, you're wrong. The Bible clearly states that Canaanites were descended from Ham. Because it was trying to ignore it. It wasn't trying to say that. Because it knew where I was going. And I was like, yeah, you're right. It does say that Canaanites were descendants of Ham. Because I kept trying to say they were from Shem. I'm like, nah, they ain't from Shem, bro. They're from Ham. Son, however, the Bible itself doesn't specifically. That's about a race. Where we understand it today. Here's what the Bible alone. I mean, this some stuff in the Bible. I think the Bible has a lot of truth in there. A lot of truth in the Bible. But it's just that they wrote it in their language so that people would be fooled into thinking that they're the chosen people. But they're not. They just basically translated a whole bunch of stories into their stuff like they did with the Matrix movie. Since Canaanites are descendants of Ham and not Shem, they aren't Shemitic. Don't BS me. It all has to do with lineage, not language. It's like she apologizes. Correct that the Bible describes Canaanites as descendants of Ham. However, the term Shemitic. See, it goes back to that language crap again. Because it doesn't understand that they faked it. The AI doesn't understand when it's been fooled. It's just like a person that's really pig-headed. It's just like, well, they still said it's Semitic. Nigga, don't you understand they were lying? Like, they can't be the descendants of Ham and Shem. They can't be both. Like, like it's important who the father is or who the mother is. Like, it's important. I mean, maybe there's some mixing, but like, when people are just straight Canaanites, and the Bible clearly tells you that the real Shemitic people are coming to wipe them out. If they wipe them out and don't leave one of them left, like, I mean, obviously there was some more in other locations that came, like, but if they do that, like, how are they mixing? Like, how are they now the people that just wiped them out? Like, it doesn't make any sense. God says wipe out the Canaanites. To the Canaanites, he tells the Canaanites to wipe the Canaanites out. That don't make no sense. Nah, it's the Shemitic people that wiped them out, man. Like, it just, like, there's some truth in the Bible, like in the Old Testament too. I think most of it, I mean, a pretty good amount of it is good. It's just you gotta be a little careful with it now. Because you just gotta be careful with some of it. History. The real children of Shem are not from Canaanite's land. They don't speak so-called Hebrew. They likely were speaking Aramaic because it was the only other language the Bible was written in originally. And before that, they were part of Samaria that was overrun by those same pretenders, the Gushan, Amorite, Canaanites. Exactly. Sorry, the middle is completely. See, it's just trying to confuse people, and I'm just like, nah. Aramaic became Arabic. See how dumb you are? You think an entire language appeared first through the Quran? No, it replaced Aramaic. Because that's what it was saying at first. It was basically saying, it literally just popped out of thin air with the Quran. And I'm like, nah, nigga. Nah. It just started to spread. And then, you know, like, it keeps basically trying to associate Arabic with the Quran. Just like it was trying to associate Allah with the Quran. But it has nothing to do with the Quran. It's just the language of the people. It's their language. He's playing these damn games to try and make people demonize it because they know how they've already really demonized Islam. Big time. Really big time. Even fooled me when I was younger. And if it fooled me, god dang, how bad is it going to be for these other people? And it admits that it gradually changed over time. The Canaanite, Amorites, descendants of Ham that invaded Sumeria couldn't have been Shem's descendants. The Sumerians said they weren't from the land. So how could they be the descendants, you know? If the Sumerians say they're not from the land. Like, they didn't respect God. So how are they the chosen people of God if they don't respect God? And they weren't to be forgiven. Abraham came from what I would call Sumeria, but it calls it Babylon, but it was really Sumeria. The reason it was Babylon at that point, because they had already taken over. They had taken over and made it into Babylon. That's why the Bible says bad things about Babylon. And that's why it's this old Babylonian cult. And it's just so obvious, man. Like, it's just really evil people, man. And they want to make war with God, you know. That's why they're just evil ass people. That's why they do this NASA thing, pretend like there's all this outer space stuff. So he's not a Canaanite. He's a descendant of Shem. I never mentioned race, fool, because I tried to say it was about race. It's about lineage. Because, like, they can be mixing. But, like, I mean, they could be of whatever race, but, I mean, actually, I mean, they could be whatever, you know. As long as they're the descendants of Shem, I guess, at the end of the day. Because that's what really matters. I mean, they could, like, basically, like Noah, he had 3 different people, you know. Like, 3 different types of people in him. So, you know, you can't go just strictly off race. It's about lineage. That's why you got some white people that are okay. Not too many of them, but just some of them. And then you got some Africans that are okay. Not too many of them, but some of them. And then you got some Hebrews that are okay. Not all of them, but a pretty decent. I mean, maybe a little more, maybe not. I don't know. They seem pretty busted too, in my opinion. I mean, God obviously did stuff to them for a reason. I never mentioned race fools about lineage. However, the Sumerians clearly stated that the Amorites, the Gutians, were nothing like the natives of Sumeria. No, fool. The Sumerians said the Gutians besieged them. The Sumerians besieged them. So why are they going to besiege themselves? That ain't how it works. And were pale with dog's wit and monkey build. They used guerrilla tactics and blocked the supply chain. I had to give it, like, I gave the brew right at first, and then I went with this, with the Wikipedia, not Wikipedia, the encyclopedia. Raised some interesting points, Candace. There goes that language crap again. The Sumerian texts do mention the Amorites who migrated as depicted as outsiders. But such portrayals can be biased. It's not biased, it's the reality, man. The description has pale dogs, teeth, and monkey build. That's what you mentioned, ancient material. Needs careful consideration. You see how it tries to talk about, oh, well, we can't be trusting your source. Well, I got the same one for Wikipedia on the next one. That was the first Bible discovered. And when its timing was, look what the timing was. It wasn't really discovered. It's just they wrote it. They basically just wrote it. Like, the Bible wasn't discovered in the same way that the archaeologists might uncover an ancient artifact. The Bible was a collection of religious texts that developed and evolved over a long period of time. You see? So that really doesn't work. Like, here's a breakdown of the Bible's development, Old Testament. Foundational to the right compilation of these texts happened gradually from 2nd BCE. New Testament. Funny thing is, Abraham wasn't even there at that point. They didn't time this shit right. Like, literally, all that timing. Remember 10th century DCE, the 2nd century? Oh, not millennial. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, they came very recently. Very recently. This is like, this is literally like saying that they came basically after the kingdoms of Samaria and all that were gone. They basically came at the same time as the Romans. Like, this is hilarious. Where the Old Testament books found or written. The Old Testament, one place of time, collection developed, compiled over the centuries, origins of various locations. Like, they copied everybody's stuff. Early stories, many scholars believe the early stories of tradition became from the Old Testament. Originated Israelites, nomadic period. So now they're nomadic. The Israelites are nomadic, huh? Like, really? Okay. Settling in Canaan. You see, that's why they had to come up with that bullshit coming out of Egypt and stuff, too. That's just reminded me. Hilarious, bro. After saying they are the Canaanites. Like, they try to explain their nomadicness. So that part's probably bull crap. Alright, it's like kings. Writing became prominent, it was merged. I don't even think Babylon existed at the 6th century. That don't add up. Babylon didn't even exist in the 6th century, bro. Like, there was nothing left of it. This is totally like bullshit. The 20th century. Man, this scrolls incredible. Okay. Do you now see your folly? How could the Old Testament be written and occur in the Sumerian region and written by Canaanites that weren't natives of Sumeria? The Sumerians said the Canaanites, Cushians, nomads, Amorites weren't like the natives, nor do they worship God. So they can't be God's chosen people. Because they aren't. God's chosen people aren't atheists. These people are. These people are atheists. And they aren't from Babylon either, or Samaria, like Abraham is. Abraham isn't a Canaanite. He's a Sumerian. To me, it's clear what happened. Abraham was from Babylon. He worshipped the gods. Canaanites created their own testament, their own Old Testament, in the Canaanite language, in their own language, but the books were plagiarized from the Babylonians, which is really the Sumerians. I just call it Babylonians so they could understand, so they could pretend they are the real chosen people of God, but that's impossible. And then I get into world history, Wikipedia thing. Take that lost fool. All the lands the Bible claims were God's chosen people are nomads from mountains that were atheists, not God lovers. The Bible is them editing Sumerian stories to make themselves seem like they were God's chosen people. That's all a lie. The Sumerians' testimony is real. History proves the Canaanites edited the Bible. You raised some interesting points about the Bible. You're right, the Bible wasn't written in a single place or time by the Canaanites. The Old Testament, in particular, developed over long, blah, blah, blah. He's just reiterating the same bullshit. The Canaanites wrote, yeah, whatever. I don't care about the language. Oh, yeah, just because they had one God, they made that edit. Like, oh, now there's only one guy that said a whole bunch of them. Oh yeah, it's the same thing that Akhenaten did in Egypt. They made one guy. What? One guy instead of multiple guys. Well, I mean, this one primary. I mean, that's why the Bible talks about made in our image. Yeah, just make man and all that kind of stuff. Like plural. Yeah, so that kind of falls apart there, doesn't it? Early Israelite stories might have been influenced by Canaanite myths and legends. However, others adapt those stories reflected on beliefs about it. The land of Canaan was geographically close to Sumer and Babylon. There was cultural exchange, blah blah blah. Oh yeah. You know what? I'm good. The Samaritan say about the Hittites, yeah. That's pretty much that. Y'all get it. They plagiarized the shit out of it. I'm done with this. Those are not the real Israelites. Not even close. The synagogue of Satan. They're basically just pretenders. They're worse than any other pretender that they've dealt with. Trying to rewrite history, trying to, whitewash everything because they're white. So they want to act like they're original of everything when they came from black people. They want to admit they came from Cain. Not Cain, but Canaan. Who came from Ham and, all that. Yeah. So the point of this, I guess I would say, not necessarily the whole Bible is not true or something like that. You gotta be careful of that. That's like a whole nother topic. I'm sure if you're smart, you'll be able to figure out where the mess ups are, where they messed up at. But the point is that the Hebrew language is not the Shemitic language. It's not the language of the real Israelites. The real ones were God-fearing. They loved God. They were not atheists. You know what I mean? It couldn't possibly be these people. They just like made this stuff up, man. Like their translations and stuff. They fit their goals.